What's up, guys? We are back again for some more One Piece action, and One Piece chapter 1082 is out, so let's jump right in. Alright, so the title is Let's Go and Claim It. And on the cover page, alright, looks like we got Chopper eating Zeus with Prometheus in the background. Says Chopper mistaking Zeus for cotton candy and taking a bite. Alright, so nice little fun, playful cover story, but I can't wait to see what the chapter holds. If you guys remember, we had a lot of craziness go down last chapter. We had the conclusion of Law versus Blackbeard. Blackbeard being the winner. We saw Law getting taken out and saved by Beppo. Then we had Kuzan and Garp kind of facing off on Pirate Island, while they were trying to rescue Kobe. And, a few chapters back, we saw one of Blackbeard's ship approaching Egghead. We know they have the entire fleet, 100 ship fleet with Kizaru and what's his name, St. J. Garcia approaching Egghead. So a lot of moving parts right now. We saw Kid and Killer get taken out by Shanks. So 2 out of the 3 Onigashima crew have been taken out by other Yonko. So let's jump in the chapter and see where we're starting off at. So right off the front it says an obituary makes the front page. So we got T-Bone. If you guys remember him from back in, Water 7 on the train. It says, Vice Admiral T-Bone was adored by civilians and Marines alike. News of his death shocked the world, but the Navy refused to comment on the details of the incident. Alright, so how do you guys think T-Bone was killed? Do you think someone on Blackbeard's crew took him out? Alright, what do we got? Okay, so we're going back to Navy HQ right there. And it looks like we got Garp talking to Suru. So what's Garp have to say? He's like, have they caught the man who did it? Nope, not yet. But we're certain the culprit's family is bound to be pretty well off after this. Okay, and then we see Garp, and he looks like he's eating some crackers, but he still looks kind of pissed off. He's like, what's the world coming to, Osuru-chan? The civilians we're sworn to protect are stabbing us in the back. It's unbearable. Alright, so I guess T-Bone got killed by civilians. That's a development. Alright, pirates aren't the only ones interested in money, We Marines have bounties on our heads now. It's only natural for people to come after us. Okay, so we got to be talking about Cross Guild here. If we're talking about bounties being put on Marine heads, that's got to be Crocodile and what's his name, Mihawk, and of course, Buggy and Toe right there. And then Suru's like, especially in a place like Pepe Kingdom, where over 1,000 die of starvation every year, it's no wonder he was killed there. Poverty and wealth, we all adapt to our circumstances. All right, so T-Bone, I guess, patrolled in a kingdom where there's a lot of poverty. You got, the Cross Guild throwing up bounties on Navy personnel's heads. So quick way to make a buck. If you can't take out the pirates, you can take out the unsuspecting Navy guys who are supposed to be there to help you and, probably weren't expecting you to attack them. Damn, so all right. Not that I'm trying to defend the culprit, of course. Just noting that if this is what that Dark Clown had in mind, we've severely underestimated. Okay, so they're talking about Buggy, still thinking that Buggy is the true head of the Cross Guild. It's like, how can you protect and serve the people if you have to constantly look over your shoulder when you're around them? All right, that does pose a bit of a problem for any Navy personnel in the area. Not only are you now watching out for pirates and looking for them and trying to break up their illegal activities or bandits or what have you, but now even the citizens that you're sworn to protect, could very well just stab you in the back, slit your throat when you're not paying attention. So definitely gonna have a big impact on how they do their job. If they're paying half of their attention just to normal people, either the pirates are going to take them out because they're not paying their full attention to them, or if they do put their full attention towards the pirates, then these civilians could swoop in and try and collect on their bounties. And then so we see Hina walking in the background. Oh wait, excuse me. Garb says, if we don't neutralize this Cross Guild group soon, this will kill the morale of every Marine and weaken the whole Navy. All right, so Garb realizing, the devastating impact that having these bounties put on the Marines, but not only that, but having just normal people collecting these bounties, it creates an atmosphere like, who the hell wants to become a Marine now? And then it looks like, okay, we got Hina walking in. Hey, Hina, have you seen Garp? There's a new rice cracker flavor I want him to try. All right, so I guess Garp took off. He didn't let Sengoku know that he was going to go rescue Kobe, that he was about to go, throw down on Blackbeard's pirate island, invade the territory of a Yonko with no permission. And Garp's over here like, hey, I got Sengoku's like, I got some new rice crackers for him to try out. And then what do we see? Hina's like, he said he was off to save Kobe a few days ago, so he's probably teamed up with Sword. Pretty sure Kujaku's with him at least. And then we see Suru and Sengoku like freaking out. They're like, what? Don't tell me they've gone to Hachinosu. So they're like, oh my god, Garp, you went by yourself. You know, yeah, you took some sword people, but you went to a Yonko's territory. Like, oh, you know, they're going to be pissed. All right, what do we got? Okay, so we're going back to the Cross Guild area. So it says Empty Bluffs Island, New World. And then we see the big, buggy tent in the background with the sword. It says, good job crossing the seas and making it here. Thank you. Be proud, the emperors of the underworld are smiling because of you. Everyone is proclaiming the birth of a new star, a new champion of evil. Alright, so who are they talking to? I heard my family received the payment. Thank you so much. Okay, so this must be the guy that took out T-Bone right here. He's like, don't mention it. You took down one of those Navy HQ finest Vice Admirals. You're evil charisma incarnate. Stop being so humble. So we see Buggy, so I guess he's still being the face of it right now. And he's telling this dude who murdered T-Bone, like, good job, don't be so humble. And then it's like, your crazy stunt will shock the Marines. They'll have your head for sure if they catch you. So Buggy, he's still got his big thing on, so he's making himself look all big right there. And you see all the little underlings kind of snickering around. And then it says, even if I can't see my family ever again, it's better than watching them die of starvation. Alright, so having a little flashback of his own to his kingdom and where he came from and how all his friends and family are starving. And then what is like, rest easy, friend. We'll take care of you as a fellow pirate. And then he's like, as a pirate? Like, he's like, wait, what? Like, I just wanted some money. And then what do we got? Okay, so he's like holding his hat. He's all timid. And then you see all of the underlings like throwing their arms over him. He's like, get it? One of the emperors is taking you under his wing. The bombastic clown himself, Buggy-sama. He's on another level. The 2-bit pirates you've met before aren't fit to lick his boots. Alright, so they're all talking him up. They think Buggy's like the greatest thing ever. And this dude's like sitting there like he had no intention of becoming a pirate. He just wanted to gain some money to feed his family and friends. And then what do we got? Okay, so everyone's over there cheering. We see Buggy. Looks like he's about to say something. He's like, never forget this moment. You're standing face to face with a living legend. Yeah, okay, so these are all the underlings talking. He's like, yeah, it's Buggy-sama in the flesh. Buggy, Buggy. Okay, so everyone's cheering for Buggy. And then all of a sudden we see someone busting in the door on the side next to Buggy. And he's like, sorry to interrupt you, Barley-sama. You're so fresh. That makes me sound like some kind of cereal. Alright, what do we got? He's like, we finished it, sir. A ship worthy of Crossgale. Oh, damn. Okay, so what is this ship about to look like? And then, okay, so it looks like we're having a little flashback. And you see Buggy, and he's telling Crocodile and Mihawk. He's like, oh, leave the ship to me. I've got some talented shipwrights under me. Oh, God, what is this ship about to look like? And, okay, of course, so, you know, just like how the Crossgale poster got put out, you know, putting Buggy's face at the center and him being like, making it seem like he's the headliner. You see this ship, and yeah, they got the cross swords, but then it's got a huge Buggy face, like, right on the beginning of it, like, or right on the bow. He's like, making you the figurehead was the obvious choice, Chairman Buggy. I think it turned out great, and you just see Buggy freaking out. His eyes are popping out, his teeth popped out, even his nose popped off. He's just like, oh my god, I'm about to die. Mihawk and Crocodile they're gonna fillet me. Like, plain and simple. And then you see them behind, they're like, you expect us to use this thing? And Buggy's just crying. He's got this snot running down his face. He's like, I'm gonna die. I'm about to die right now. He's like, let's take this to the meeting room. And he's like, oh my god, that's gonna be my execution room, isn't it? And then we see, okay, so we see the ship out front. We see the tent. He's like, let's hear it for the greatest ship ever. You guys really outdid yourselves. And then it says, in the meeting room. Oh god, what's going on? Okay, so we got Buggy's head tied to a hook right here, you know, because of his Barabara no Mi. So it looks like they broke him apart. His face is all beaten up and bloodied. His eyes all swollen out. And they tied his hair around the hook. And then you just see Mihawk and Crocodile sitting at the table looking at something. It's like public awareness of Cross Guild is growing as planned. The Navy's starting to understand the threat that we pose. And Buggy's like, please, just kill me already. And then it says, we need to have unparalleled influence to form our utopia and become a strong military state. But before all that, we need to establish our overwhelming power, right? So Crocodile's kind of laying out the groundwork to what needs to happen, and Mihawk's like, so we need to establish our power. And then it zooms in the next panel on Buggy's busted up face. He's like, this is wrong. This isn't how I wanted my life to go. So, even though he seems lucky all the time, it just keeps putting him in more precarious situations that he is just not equipped to handle. So part of it, you almost feel bad for Buggy, but then the rest of it is like, nah, he runs with it, so screw him. And then what do we got? It says, and to do that, we've got to find a way to gather an enormous amount. Wealth. Okay, so wealth. You're saying we need wealth and power, right? I may be out of line here. Okay, wealth, power, fame. Sounds like they're going after the One Piece. And then we see Buggy's like, and I know you may do away with me for saying this, but how can you call yourself pirates with schemes like that? Okay, so Buggy throwing out a little shade on their plan right now, even though he's just like a floating head right now. And then Mihawk, oh damn, Mihawk was pissed. He's just glaring at him. He's like, what did this cockroach just say? And then he's like, you're doing it all backwards. Okay, let's see what Buggy thinks. He's like, you must have heard, right? Red Hair is making his move too. We used to be on the Pirate King's crew together, but circumstances prevented us from going to Laugh Tale with the others. Now tell me, way back when, what did you guys want to be? Alright, so they're trying to establish himself and find use wealth and fame and power. But Buggy, I think he's trying to get like, why aren't you guys going after the One Piece if that's what you want? And then we see, he's like, when I sailed with Shanks, he shone so brightly with potential. I knew I couldn't measure up, so I let go of my real dream. And then we see Buggy, he's kind of hiding in the background, looking around the corner. And I'm guessing that's Roger right there. He's putting the straw hat on top of Shanks. And then it says, 24 years ago, the day Gold Roger was executed. And we see Buggy talking to Shanks. He's like, you said it yourself, didn't you, Shanks? You said your crew would reach Laugh Tale one day, too. And Shanks is just like, yeah, he's looking down. His eyes are all kind of blacked out. And now he's looking up in the next panel. He's like, but I've changed my mind, for now at least. I'm not ready to go for it yet. And Buggy's like, wait, what? He's like, but I'm still going to be a pirate. And he's like, you're not the next generation's king. I misjudged you, Shanks. All right, so Buggy kind of looking at him like, wait, you're not immediately going after the pirate or, the treasure that our captain just confirmed to, the entire world. And then Shanks offers his hand up. He's like, come with me, Buggy. Let's go. He's like, I'm not going to work for you, you idiot. Coward. Okay. And Buggy points his finger. He's like, don't you care about following in Captain Roger's footsteps? You haven't forgotten, have you? It's your fault I lost the treasure map. I still haven't forgiven you for that. You better watch your back next time we meet. All right, so he's talking about the incident where he had the treasure map and he got scared, I guess. Buggy was planning on using his devil fruit or whatever. So there's just a lot of things that Buggy seems to hold against Shanks. When he's scared, Shanks scared him and he made him eat the devil fruit by accident. So let's see. That no good Shanks is finally making his move. But what good is it now? I don't know why, but somehow, through luck or chance or whatever, we're on equal footing again. He's like, and if that's the way it is, I may as well go ahead and say it. I want to be king of the pirate. Okay, so Buggy, even though he's in this, disheveled state, he's been beaten down, he's only a head hanging right now. You gotta give Buggy credit for having the balls to be like, I want to be king of the pirates. Like, I didn't think he still had it in him. And then we see Mihawk looking at him, Crocodile. They're like, what? Wealth, power. Why stop when we can have it all? Let's go for it. Let's go and claim the ultimate treasure. All right, so Buggy is definitely egging them on to go for the One Piece. And then what do we got right here? Okay, so we see, he's like, I can't believe you're deluded enough to buy your own con, remember? we're only letting you keep that title of yours because it benefits us. You think we're just going to carry you to the top? So they're like, okay, Buggy, first of all, you're only the emperor because we're allowing you to be the emperor and it's convenient for us. But do you really think that we're going to go and put all this effort into finding the One Piece and drag you along with us and then allow you to claim the title of King of Pirates for yourself? Like, how delusional are you? And then we see, he's like, we're not playing pirates here. This is serious business. All right, so this is Crocodile. He's like, you don't have a clue, let alone a plan. And then Mihawk chimes in, do you really expect us to just go pick fights with red hair, black beard, and straw hat? All right, so Mihawk and Crocodile both have, come across Luffy, have fought Luffy. Crocodile lost Luffy. Mihawk just couldn't kill Luffy. Like, luck was just on Luffy's side. So they know full well, what Luffy is like. They already, especially Mihawk, he knows the power of Shanks. And then, of course, they've seen what Blackbeard is capable of. They know that he's got 2 devil fruits. Like, they're like, you expect us to make a move against these 3 guys? Like, and bring you along with us so you can take the title? Like, not happening, Buggy. And then we see Buggy's head is next to the Den Mushi. He's like, it's a scramble for the treasure. We only need to beat them to it. Let me show you. There are some words that light a fire in the heart of every pirate. And it's because they all set sail for the same reason. Clack. And then it looks like the Den Mushi gets answered. And then what do we got? Okay, listen up, man. Okay, so I guess Buggy's going to make an announcement. And, probably tell the guys that we're going for the One Piece and see, like, how excited they get. Listen up, man. They're like, stop it, Buggy. Huff, huff. What dream drove you all to the sea? And we see everyone, they're looking on. They're like, Chairman Buggy wants us to give us that spark back. Oh, man, I'm not sure I'm ready for this. He's like, every moment you cling to life might be your last. So why ignore that screaming urge inside your head? So Buggy, he's trying to like urge them. He's like, come on, I need you guys to say it. If you gave up because the reality of it was too daunting, now's your chance. It's time for us to set sail, to reach out and grasp what we all desire most. All right, so I'm kind of getting a little flashback to, the intro, those first episodes. It's time for us to finally go and claim the One Piece, and then everyone starts cheering right there. And yep, you see everyone, they're crying. They're like, yeah, that's why we came out to sea. And then you just see Crocodile, he is pissed, he's biting down. And then you see Mihawk, he's like, why you? Oh, damn. And then what do we got next? Okay. Okay, we're totally switching up. We're going to the Kamabaka Queendom. And then it says, what you think? About ship? It enemy or what? Who it be? Okay, so someone's talking some really busted up English. But then what do we got over here? Okay, so we got some crazy looking people. And then, okay, so these are the Revolutionary Army Vice Captain of the West Army. Okay, so we got all the vice captains. So we met all the captains of, the North, East, South, and West forces. Now it looks like we're getting introduced to their vice captains for the Revolutionary Army. All right, so we got some interesting designs. Wanna bet on it? I wager it's an enemy who's in. Sounds good to me. I'll put me 1 mil on it being Sabo, making a safe return. Oh, damn, are we about to see Sabo? Like, if you guys have been watching any of my reviews, you guys know that I am 100% behind Sabo still being alive. I don't think that attack took him out. And then let's see, what do we got? So the first guy, Ushiano, that is Morley's subordinate. So big dude, kind of looks like a cow right there, or ate the cow smile devil fruit. And then Bello Betty's subordinate is Hiru, and she's got a cyborg arm, it looks like right there. Then we got a dude who looks like a egg, I'm guessing. Gamble, so that's Lindbergh's, the cat's subordinate. And then, okay, so Karasu's guy, I was expecting something maybe a little more dark and gruesome, but that's cool. So Jiron. Alright, and then what do we got over here? Okay, so we're going over to Dragon and Ivankov. And they're screaming, they're like, Sabo's back, Sabo's back. And he's like, so he made it home. Thank goodness. Oh, damn. Like, Sabo is back. Yes. Okay. All right, so we see the ship. We see everyone, all of them running towards the ship. He's like, I knew something was up when you said you'd bet $1 million. I ain't coughing up a single berry. He's like, nah, I'll wring it out of you. Oh, you used those binoculars, didn't you? All right, so he kind of has like, goggles on. He must have binoculars in him. He's like, what binoculars? We see everyone. They're like, welcome back, Sabo. And then what do we got over here? They're like, as he's walking up, Sabo, I was just about to shoot ya. And he's like, glad you didn't. Everything okay, Hiru? Were you worried? Maybe a little. And then they're just all happy that Sabo is safe. And then Sabo points back. He's pointing to the ship. He's like, that's a Lelouchian ship. Lelouchia? You mean the country that vanished? I'll explain later. For now, please help these guys. All right, so Sabo, I guess, went around and collected all the survivors that didn't get killed in the explosion. Or he found a way to get, everyone out somehow. And then what do we got? Okay, so you see Koala just start kicking the crap out of Sabo. Like, she is pissed. And she's like, you just went radio silent? How could you do that to us? He's like, whoa, my bad, Koala. I couldn't get my hands on an encryptor transponder snail. All my calls would have been monitored. And he's like, I used the usual 3-beat code to signal I was all right. Didn't you hear? I wasn't even on Lelouchia when it... Wait, what? I wasn't even on Lelouchia when it happened. You made me so worried. And we see Koala. She's just like hanging on to him right now. But... Wait, he wasn't on Lelouchia, so was he just near? And the nearest, I guess, relay point was on Lelouchia? Is that what happened? And then we see Morley running at him, and he's like, Sabo, why are you all you boys like that? And he's like, don't scare us like that again, silly. And you just see him like lunging at him, about to jump on him. And then, okay, we got Bello Betty right there. And then she's like, I remember you losers from Lelouchia. You've come a long way. And then she's looking at all of them. It's a real shame what happened to your homes, but I heard you were hoping to join our cause. Yes, ma'am. All right, so all these survivors look like they're ready to join in the fight with the Revolutionary Army. So Revolutionary Army starting to swell their ranks, getting ready for this epic final battle that Oda is setting up. And then it says, first things first, get some rest. We'll straighten you out after that. And then, okay, so we're going, looks like we're having a sit down between Dragon, Sabo, and Ivankov. All right, is he about to fill them in about Imu? And then he's like, I heard about Kuma-san. Sorry about that. We let everyone's work go to waste. Don't worry. I know you two are taking it the hardest. He might have been programmed to return to Merijois as a contingency. All right, I don't think so because no one over there seemed, to know what he was doing. So I don't think that's a contingency plan, or at least a contingency plan that is a benefit to Merijois. But anyways, so Ivankov's like, so Sabo, you don't want the captains hearing what you've got to say. Yeah, just hearing it might put your life at risk. And they're like, what the hell? There was some major trouble at the Reverie. All right. So we know he kind of got cut off right before he could tell Dragon what was going on. He's like, I'll tell you all about what really happened at the Holy Land of Merijois. And then it says, the truth comes to light. Chapter end. Damn. All right, so we're going to have to, wait to get the fill-in from Sabo. I mean, I think we already kind of know some of what happened, but we're going to have to wait to get the reaction of Ivankov and Dragon, especially Dragon, like, how much of this does he know? Is he aware of any of this? Or has he heard rumors of any of this? The fact that Sabo is alive, not exactly the way I envisioned it. I thought he had survived because, he was a Logia and he was able to survive the explosion. But apparently he wasn't even on the island when it took all that damage and disappeared. So we're still not getting a direct answer. Maybe Sabo will shed some light on that in the upcoming chapters. But... definitely a hype chapter. I love seeing my boy Sabo come back. I knew there was no way Oda was going to kill him off screen or, just some off panel like, oh, Sabo just got blown up. He's dead now. Like, not going to happen. So, yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this chapter down in the comment section. Let me know if I missed anything. But as always, have a wonderful day, guys.